service, and I'm hearing everybody. Chris, even old Charlie. I can hear Carol like everywhere. But good morning to all. Listen, this is a long list. Yeah, this is great to hear everybody. We've been on since 3 o'clock. I've been listening to Tim since 3, so I think I'm going to have my first cup of coffee here and maybe hit the sack for an hour. But it's really great to hear everybody. So with that, we'll say 7-3 to all. Catch everybody next week. And now turn it over to Mr. Henry in for EDQ and the Greeks.
Yeah, WN4DDH. Morning, Frank, Gwen, Charlie. And I didn't get the K8. I got Tim and Chris and Gary just came in. WD for NKA. It's good. Good morning. Good to hear you. Frank, good to hear you this morning. Haven't talked for a while, you're right. And, well, I'm just glad to be back on the air. I'm not going to make it too long. We're about 18 degrees down here in Georgia. A little bit nippy on the side, but we're here and we're enjoying the weather. It's beautiful. We've had some rain, we had a little bit of frosting, and anyhow, here we are. So good to be in here. Everybody sounds good this morning. Good morning, Tim, also. I heard Tim in the background. The band is a little bit squirrely, but who knows? It might be the antenna that I put up. It might have been in a different position. Need a little feedback from somebody. I have an antenna which is favoring north and south, and it's into a inverted V. I was wondering, I have another one up in the box, and I was wondering if I favored that one north, east, and west, if that would make a difference. I'm not sure. I forgot. So there you go. I guess I'm supposed to give it to Charlie N1XZW. Charlie, take it away, and we'll make this our one and done, because the group is growing. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. N1XZW, N for EDQ. Good morning.
N for EDQ, N1XZW, and the old military radio net. Well, that worked out well. I went up and got my coffee, had my muffin, drank my glass of orange juice, and it was only up to Frank when I came back out. I'm quick. Anyway, I kind of talked myself out of pre-nap in one transmission. Unless you want me to get onto the subject of the virus, we do have a new variant of the virus. I can't believe that this is going to go on forever, but it is, because every time they come up with a new drug, and look at past history, different things that they have done over the years later have been found to have created new and different problems. Well, this is just another one of those kind of synopsis situations where we're going to support the pharmaceutical companies to the bitter end.
I hope this net doesn't turn into nothing but politics.
Am I in a rare mood this morning?
Yeah, it's either the Geritol net or it's, like you guys are saying, hang in there.
And I wasn't paying attention to who called in when I sent it back to Glenn at startup time. N1SNG, N1XZW.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. Yeah. Good on the monkey flu, yeah. Oh, well. Yep. Keep on rocking in the free world, as they say. So, KA8, TUR, to take it, in the old military radio net, N1SNG, over.
N1SNG, this is KA8, TUR. Name here is Jim, by the way, and it's good to be able to be back on the air again. Location here is Milford, Michigan, and I got a little bit of bad news for you guys out on the East Coast. I noticed we were getting a winter advisory here in Detroit, and my guess is it's all coming your way afterwards, next couple of days. In any case, we'll have that for the next day and a half. Otherwise, Thanksgiving was good here. I'm using the Harris truck this morning. Harris GRC 236, running compatible AME. I have the ART-13 back working too. I'm going to try to get that on the air in a future transmission here. In any case, other than the snow we're going to get a little bit later today, things are looking pretty good here, and as I say, delighted to be back on the air again. In any case, going to keep moving on here, and I think I copied the call right here, but KB2IAU, when you pick it up, this is KA8QR.
EMD. WA2EJT. Go ahead, Joe.
Down here.
EJT. Steve, could you call up Joe there? I don't know if he's copying me.
I'm sure he is, Glenn. Probably tuned away because of politics. WA2EJT. Go ahead, Joe. I don't think so. Jeep's in there, by the way. If you didn't hear him, go ahead, Glenn.
Okay, thanks, Steve. I'll get it right over to Jeep. And then, Jeep, could you pass it over to Whiskey Delta 4 Never kiss alligators, Gary. K3HVG to take it, N1SNG. Good morning, Jeep.
Good morning to you, Glenn, and good morning to Steve and everybody else. Steve, both you and Glenn have super strong signals down here. Glenn, on a quick break there, your phonetics kind of humbled me a little bit there. That was WD4. What was that again?
NKA. NKA. Never kiss alligators.
Okay, got it. Appreciate that. Well, I was on the commercial gear up until a couple of minutes ago. I heard the ART-13s on, and owing to conditions, I shifted colors, so I'm only at 25. ART-13A and a pair of ARR-15 receivers. Good conditions. No snow here. It's in the mid-30s, and we're moving along pretty good. So far, so good. All the leaves are down, thankfully. I've got a bunch of maple trees here. In the spring, they're horrible. The helicopters that come down have to be dealt with, and then in the fall when the leaves come down. So that's the deal here. We had a pretty good but quiet Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody else did too. So we'll turn it to Gary then. WV4, NKA, and the old military radio net, K3HVG. Over, over.
Okay, and I heard W3END in there as well. It says WD4NKA, and I don't know. I'll turn it back to whoever the next control is after this. This is going to be sort of a one and done. I'm hearing most, but not everybody. New England is largely out of there. I don't hear except for Glenn. His last transmission was good. A lot of QSB, but you were picking out at about 30 over S9. Charlie, I could hear you in there too, and it was waving quite a bit back and forth too. So Henry sounds 80 you're sounding real bright modulation, making it for you. And even when the signal fades with QSB, you're still really solid. Those delays are really, really helping, and Perry sounded good down here too. I could just barely hear Tim when he was in there, but that was when he was starting to fade out. Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and wishing the best of the holidays to everyone. And that's about it from this end. This is my one and done. And y'all have a great round table there. I don't know who to take it to. Who to give it to? What I did here, W3 Echo November Delta in there. So if there's a net director that's hearing me, you pick it up and redirect as you will. This is WD4NKA, CB3.
Yeah, okay, Gary. Thanks for checking in this morning. Very light copy, but I got you in there. And you mentioned there's a W3END in there, so W3END, make a transmission.
Yeah, go ahead, Buzz. Okay, very loud and clear down here, Buzz. And hope the conditions will improve there. Glenn, back to you. Buzz is signed. Not for the net, but he's terminated this time.
Yeah, okay, Chief. Thanks. And the ARC 25's just pounding in here. And yeah, in the agriculture department, you mentioned about those the maple tree there with the little helicopters. Yeah, I got one of those out in the back. And what the squirrels do, they go up and they chop off the little branches, and then they take them on the ground as these like clusters. Yeah, but it really destroys the tree. But yeah, and when the wind blows, wherever they go, right, they'll fill up your gutters for sure. And the leaf blower is basically useless with those. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, we're at the bottom of the list. I'll do one more call up before we go to the top. Thanks for all those who participate and help out with getting some of those long haul stations in there. So anyone else wanting to join into the Old Military Radio Net, please call now. This is N1SNG.
November 8, Uniform, Lima, November, NAULN.
KN4R. Good morning.
All right. Very good. Okay, I got Joe in there, WA2EJT, and also Brian checking in, KN4R. Anyone else?
NAULN.
N. Okay. All right, at that point, I'm going to pick up the last three check-ins here because of the list, the lengthy list we have here and the time constraints. So, Joe, WA2EJT, could you please pass it over to KN4R? KN4R, could you please pass it over to NAULN, Jim? So, go ahead, Joe, WA2EJT, N1SNG. KN4R, pick it up, Brian.
Okay, Glenn, very good. N1SNG and the Old Military Radio Net. This is Brian, KN4R, the metropolis of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. It's pretty chilly this morning. And good morning to all. Interesting, nice signals this morning. I almost copied Joe. I could hear him in there, but I missed most of it. But good morning, Glenn and Steve. Nice signals. Perry, Charlie, KA8QR, the Harris. I think it was a KT26. Sounds real good down here. And Chris near Rochester. And Jeep, your R25 sounds really good. And of course, Buzz is. I love listening to Buzz's dynamotor there in the background. So hope everybody's doing well. I'm on the Globe Champion 350 here, running a couple hundred watts and listening on the old HRO. So that's about it. I'll keep it going. We got a long list here. So go ahead, Jim. NAULN and the Old Military Radio Net. This is KN4R. Over.
Yeah, okay, this is NAULN, Jim in Worcester, Ohio, about 60 miles south of Cleveland. And we're running the same old stuff we usually run, a Collins 32V2 for a transmitter, receiver is an R388, and the antenna is an inverted V at about 40 feet. Now I'm hearing some of you guys pretty good, at least. I'm not hearing everybody. At least I hear some. I guess the newest thing I've got, the last boat anchor meet, I picked up a little Crosley receiver. It's an REO, a little troop entertainment receiver. It wasn't working when I got it, so I took it apart. And here, after looking at it a while, I saw a lead from one of the resistors in there was shorted up against a capacitor that had a grounded case to it, so I moved the resistor out of the way and the thing started working. So it works pretty good. Not a bad little radio, again made by Crosley, REO, the model. It's just a fun little radio to fool around with. Other than that, not much new. Kind of getting cold, a little bit of snow here and there. Had a good Thanksgiving though, no problems there. So anyway, Glenn, I think it gets back to you. So N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is NAULN.
NAULN, N1SNG. Well, very good morning to you, Jim, and thanks for checking in. I haven't heard your voice in quite some time. Signal's right up there. 100% copy there this morning. Good on the Crosley Troop Radio. And, geez, that was a lucky find. Hopefully, there was no further, electrical problems in there. So, another rescue mission successful. Should the world be that easy to troubleshoot? But, anyway, the working classroom. So I'm going to send it up to the top of the list. And you get Timmy in here, Frank, Chris, Steve, Perry, and so on and so on. So hopefully everybody's has a list that's intact, and we can continue down. And maybe there's some other military radios out there. I know Jeeps on the ARC-25's pounding in here. Enough of that. Back to the top of the list. WA1HLR. N1SNG. Go ahead, Tim. Anyone hearing Tim in there?
You there, Timmy? WA1HLR, W3MMR.
Yeah, I'm here. Boy, band conditions have just suddenly changed radically. Glenn was very dropping earlier, and he's just wallowing around in the background.
On the 101 N1SNG.
Yeah, stand by. Timmy's in there. The band's changing.
Anyway, I don't know how much longer I'm going to stick around here. Conditions have radically changed. I had comments for Charlie XCW, but when it comes to the political thing, not here in the net format. I got my own thoughts and opinions, and so does everybody else. And if we're all partying, it would turn into a barroom brawl because my thoughts lie in a completely different plane of existence. And I'll just leave it at that. So, anyway. What more can I say? Not much. Not much. I may head off back to bed. I'm not sure yet. I went through the trouble to get up and get dressed, And there's certain stations doing very well. Jim, ULN doing very well on the 32B, and Steve HT, very strapping. Perry, you're doing well, and so on and so forth. So it seems to me, 250 miles or better is the magic number. And Glenn is a little bit closer than that. Well, we'll see what happens. So if I'm not around the next time, it means I've probably fallen asleep in the chair. So good to hear everybody in there. And hearing WA2EJT fairly well on the ERT-13. And Buzz with the dynamotor whining away. Yeah, I gotta get back to work on mine and get it going again, because I really enjoy the old military gear from World War II. Interesting time. Yeah, in many, many different ways. Anyway, I'll be listening in here. Frank, if you're there. If not, I don't know where it goes from here. Steve, HT, whoever is able to hear me. Who's next in the pecking order here? This WA1H and LR.
That goes to W2SDR.
Well, I didn't know if you were still there. Go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead, Pop.
I'm going to make it short because this will be my last one. So it was glad to hear you had your audio back, Chris. So we had just nothing but dead air. After you said we heard something in the background, and then you disappeared with no audio for the whole rest of the transmission. So I'm going to say Sarah Priya, everyone. Have a great weekend here, and enjoyed it as usual. And Glenn, great job. You're doing the yeoman's job. You deserve it. You're wanting to attempt to be that control for this week. So God bless you, brother. AJ1G, any old military radio, W2SDR. 7-3, everyone.
Thanks for checking in, Frank.
Full disclosure,
Steve, yes, I did make a transmission, a short one, but I'll be more long-winded next time. Over.
Go ahead, Perry.
Yeah, I was losing Chris there. I was kind of zoning out. Band's going away for us local guys here, so. Anyway, yeah, good morning all. Once again, band's going south, so I'm going to take a break. Come back when the net and the getting's good. Glenn, thanks for running the net. Hopefully you can still hear me. Doing a fantastic job, dude. It's always good to hear you, man. And good morning to all the new check-ins. I got, good morning to you, Bill, Henry, Charlie, Jim, TUR, Joe, EJT, Brian, KN4R. Good morning to Jim, NAULN. Good morning to everyone. But here we are at 5:48, and the band is going south for the locale. So, and Timmy, obviously, good morning to you, buddy. We'll catch up with you guys a little later on when the band shortens back up. And I'll send it down to Bill. I don't know if Bill's still in there, so if Bill doesn't pick it up, Henry, you pick it up. WA4DDH in the old Milrad net. If not, it goes to N4EDQ. This is W3MMR. Taking a standby.
Yeah, very good there, Perry. I signed out here, but I was in here listening. The band is definitely shifting. So we'll say good morning to all. Everybody have a great rest of the weekend. Over to you, Henry, and I'm gone. N4EDQ, WA4, Delta Hotel 73.
Okay, very good. Good to hear everybody. Bill and Terry, Frank, you guys all sound great down here still. The band is still not too bad shape here. Have a great weekend, and good to talk to you all. Terry, we'll talk later. Maybe we'll do it sometime this evening or maybe in the morning. W3MMR, WA4DDH, signed, N3EDQ clear, and gone. Bye-bye.
Let me see. It's KA8TU, Charlie, N1XCW. I believe it's your turn there. I didn't know. I couldn't hear if he had passed it over or not. You with us, Charlie?
Yeah, this is N3EDQ. I hope I'm not stepping on anybody. Hey, Brian, over here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. You sound great. How far away are you from Blue Ridge, Georgia?
Are you hearing me, Glenn? Still talking, WD4K.
Henry, net's going on. I'll talk to you a little bit later. Strong signals here, 73s, KN4R.
Bye-bye.
All right, I think it's clear now. N1XZW. Had a little technical difficulty there. Now, I was listening to Henry, and I actually heard Henry, and I was waiting for him to turn it over to me, and he disappeared. Anyway, I got nothing else to say, really. Just hanging around listening to everybody. Over to Glenn, N1SNG, N1XGW.
Yeah, okay, Charlie. I got you in there. Having a little trouble with the prior check-ins there, but anyway, it smooths out a little bit here and there. Let me see, KA8TUR, Jim out in Michigan, you copy?
Yeah, N1SNG, this is KA8TUR, Milford, Michigan here. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you nicely. Again, being a little bit far out from you guys, signals are actually very good into the Detroit area here. You have a nice signal here, Brad. HLR, nice signal. SVR, same way. A1G, the same. K3HT, nice signal here. Perry as well, too. DDH had a little bit of a weak copy here, but Charlie as well, too. SCW, but in any case, boy, it's nice to have the signal coming in good over in Detroit here. Hey, I had a quick comment here for KB2 IAU, who is working on his RF280 radio. And my comment is that on eBay, they have a Harris RF280 being sold the RF-280 radio. The parts you are looking for are in that lot. So get on to eBay after the lot on the net, and you might see if you can find those lots. Use something like Harris RF or Harris RF-280 or something like this in order to get you to the area so that you can look at those lots of parts for the RF-280. In any case, still using the Harris choice of 1 here some of these radio stations, by the way, are coming in real well. Brian, very strong here in Detroit here. NAULM copying you as well too, Jim. EJT, no problems copying you. EMB, no problems copying you as well too. So looks like BigBG, no problems copying you. It's a joy to be on the net with you. In any case, with that, I'll turn it over to you. KB2IAU in Rochester there. Go ahead and pick it up, and hopefully you can find those parts on eBay.
Super. I'm copying you real well here. I think I know the Evo that you're talking about, and I've been there, and unfortunately, all the good stuff. I actually did buy some stuff from the guy, though. For my 280s. I actually have a bunch of 280s. I have 8 of them in total. I have 7 of the Army version and 1 Navy version. I told you I'm looking at the Navy version now. And, the last thing that happened between a lot of electric stores. And what I think happens, a lot of people will install this time. And the RF network goes, and when the RF network goes, some of them, the protection circuitry doesn't quite shut it down fast enough, and then it pushes out the final amplifier, and then it gets pulled into graph or what have you, I don't know. But I think that's how I ended up with it. They were sold off. They spoke about after the RF couple goes. And I went to the common component in the RF couplers for the 280s that goes bad. So anyways, trying to find the way to substitute it used to be, a lot of Chinese counterfeits were actually better due to the original specification, but, I was thinking to learn about it since I was just we're hoping to have this thing on the air. I got a receiver, received really well. And, I got it transferring a low-level signal that feeds out of the switches and the driver station. So I just checked down the 4 decent RF power transistors for this thing. I got down to
Is she done transmitting? Anyone copy that last check-in station?
That last check-in come again? Nothing heard, Glenn.
He was transmitting, Perry. I just didn't, I could not detect any trace there. So let's see how things go. I think that was KB2IAU. That's what it was. If you copy, pick it up. Good on LEFX there with getting up and going. Hopefully that'll take shape in one way or another, and we'll be able to hear his voice on the net or on other frequencies. Yeah, very good. So Brian, I'm going to send it over to you, and then it goes to N8ULN. So Brian, if you can copy.
Okay, Glenn, very good. You're coming through just fine down here. I think is Buzz W3EMD around? I think he was ahead of me. Over.
Thank you for that correction there. Yeah, it does go over to W3EMD.
3 Echo Mike Delta. Hi, good morning all. Not copying Glenn. Glenn's signal went down. It will probably come back up in about 30 or 40 minutes or so, but not copying the net control. Other stations, all the different stations out in Michigan and down in the Foreland, all coming in here quite well. There's had no change in the equipment here. Just the unit 100 watts and the Rockwell Collins 851 S1 receiver. The weather here has been quite cold. We had down to 18 degrees. Didn't get any snow, but some people within 50 miles of this PTH have had some snowflakes, but not here quite yet. So missed a couple weeks here on the net because I get up here to my shack, but we'll be in this week and next week as well, I believe. So I'm going to turn it down to, I guess, KN4R. I guess turn it down to you, I think, Brian. KN4R in the group. This is Whiskey 3 Echo Mike Delta. Go ahead.
Okay, Buzz, very good. Nice signal down here, and the dynamometer sounds great in the background. I think it goes to Joe. I doubt Joe's copying me, but go ahead, Joe, if you're copying. Okay, to EJT in the net. KN4R.
WA2EJT, go ahead, Joe. Yeah, pick it up, Brian, then send it over to NAULN.
Very good. N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is KN4R returning. Brian in Cheryl's Ford on the Globe Champ 350 and listening on an old HRO. Very good. Buzz, you're just coming through just great down here. And very good on quite cold and no snow. Well, I need some more cold days so I can get in the shack and actually do some quantities like Jeep. And Jeep, you were kind of hitting it a little too hard at first, but I think you backed off the mic and it sounded really, really good. And good luck on that recap. Let's see. And Jeep also very good on. Thanks for the mention of Ted, and I hope they do take you up on the phone patch option. That would be a lot of fun. And Jim in Detroit's coming through just great. And Charlie came through just great that time as well. So, and of course Steve and AJ1G Chris and Glenn, you're holding up just fine here. So, anyway, I don't know. The only thing new here is I actually sold one of my old World War II German radios to a fella who really wanted it, and just yesterday I found a used Flex 6400 about 25 miles from my house. So I picked it up and it's working, and I just thought I would keep my toes in the water, the old radio water, and also the new stuff too. So just having fun here, and so let's see. I've got a number of other. I've got, like everybody else, I've got just tons of projects to work on here. My biggest problem is figuring out which one to focus on. So, but anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Jim. And Jim, congratulations on the REO. Sounds like a nice project. I wonder if you think the radio ever worked, or if you think somebody was in there and pushed those two components together by mistake, and then just kind of gave up on the project. So, NAULN in the old military radio net. This is KN4R. Over.
conditions are getting a little rough here. Alrighty, so it's the bottom of the list. Do another call up, see if we can get in there. The other stations. Alright. So, let's see. Annual check-ins for the old military radio net. Please call now. This is N1SNG.
This is KK4RF.
K0 Sugar Fox.
I have KK4RF, Marty, and K0 Sugar Fox. Any others? Good. Go ahead, Marty. Make a transmission and then pass it over to K0 Sugar Fox.
Yeah, very good, Glenn. N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is KK4RF. Good morning to everybody on the net. I think everybody knows me, but for anybody who might not, the name here is Marty. Marty, short for Martin, and we're located in Suffolk, Virginia. Suffolk, Virginia, in the southeastern part of the state. I copy K0SF also with a good signal. Let's see here. Buzz had a good signal. Brian had an excellent signal with the Globe Champ. And Glenn, excellent signal. I heard Steve earlier, KD3HT with a good signal, and Jeep also, K3HVG. I'm sure I must have heard somebody else that I didn't write down, but so far I'm copying everybody quite well. We're using the old LMAC and the Heathkit SB200 linear, 100 watts of carrier, and the LMAC is the old Alpha 54 Hotel, the A54H. Anyway, I remember hearing Ted talk about his A54H. I think he had one, or maybe still has one, but he had one years and years ago. So anyway, I'll send it over to K0SF. This is KK4RF in the old military radio net. Go ahead there.
Victor United Whiskey, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Gary. Glenn, I'll swing it over to Gary next. I assume you heard him check in K0VUW. Okay, KK4RS, K0SF. Good morning. Good signal, and no trouble at all. Everybody coming in quite well, Marty. You're doing quite good. I wasn't sure if you're on your pine board or mill gear. I'm assuming it's a pine board. Which always sounds pretty good. Oh, wait, no, you said that. I'm sorry, you did say the LMAC. Okay, on the LMAC. Sounds good. Your pine board sounds good too. All right. Not much here to report. It's a little bit cooler again. 29 degrees. Good Thanksgiving here with our kids who stopped by. Not at the same time generally, but a little bit of overlap. Pretty quiet, just them and daughter-in-law and future daughter-in-law. So that didn't have to make a lot of food. The quantity of food, we had to make a lot of different food, and that took time, but it was a lot of fun. So not much. Might do some Christmas decorating. Going to purchase the tree here, I think, later today. And if that's all that gets done, then it's a successful weekend. I'm on my 20B3, the Collins 20B3, the converted broadcast, and listening on the National HRO 60 receiver. Antenna is a pair of inverted Bs. Apex are up about 100 feet. For flexible alternatives or reflectors. So most of the stuff should be going out to the east. All right, Gary, I'm going to go to you, and then you just give it back to Glenn. November 1 Sierra Nancy Golf. So K0VUW, nice signal, Gary. K0SF, over.
Great, Steve. Very good morning to you. And great on your Thanksgiving. Good morning to all the gang. This is Gary, Golf America Radio Yankee. QTH is Wildwood, Missouri.
copied everybody so far. Sorry we're a little late here. I was listening for a while my BC 610 Charlie was warming up. I think it's still okay. I won't check it to make sure things were all right. But I just basically rebuilt the thing, cleaned it up, even cleaned and polished all the transformers and transformer heads and chassis and everything, and got it going. And the auto modulation pattern, as you're listening to an SX28 and an HQ140X. So I'm okay on getting ready for Christmas. My wife, we celebrate every holiday. St. Joan of Arc, she'll have decorations or something. But we just taken down the Halloween and started with the Christmas. We cut our tree yesterday, and so we're off to the races here. And Nana, we feel about staying married. We always used to get in an argument about cutting the stump off at the bottom of the tree and the limbs to take off. And when we put the Christmas tree up, we'd say we survived another year. We're making another year. We survived the Christmas tree. And she told me that the guy that helped her trim the branches and the bottom, so maybe we've got a home free get out of jail card this year. Anyway, back to you. Hope you're copying okay. And then NSG, that's what I had, NSG, not SFG, but I could be wrong because I'm old and crazy. K0, DU and a W.
I'm still in here too, W3MMR.
Hey, Perry's back, and we missed him. You want him to go ahead and go, Glenn?
W3MMR. That's the basic. N1 SNG.
Yeah, Glenn, real good. Yeah, thanks, Brian. I've been here the whole time. I didn't go anywhere. I just kind of lost the band and started zoning out on the interwebs, man. You know, Glenn, you're still coming in a little bit. I got you. You're down there. The band never fully dropped out here. It stretched. It definitely stretched out, but it definitely didn't drop out. I was able to hear Steve real well, K0SF, and Gary VUW, and God, who else? Now I feel bad for mentioning them, and I mentioned the other person that checked in. Anyway, you know who you are. Yeah, band will probably start shortening it up here in a little bit. Just wanted to, figured I'd jump back in, man, say hi. So, anyway, I'll send it down to you, Brian, if you want to go ahead and pick it up, or guys can hang out, do whatever. I'll be here just scanning around. Glenn, thanks again, man. 2 thumbs up as always, and Brian, thank you for your help. I know you do a lot. You try to help out as much as you can with relaying and being very attentive. So appreciate it, Brian. Down to you, KN4R and the old Milrad net, or what's left of the old Milrad net, W3MMR.
Doing good here, Perry. K0VW still here.
Yeah, Perry, very good. Booming in. And by the way, I was listening to you and your dad last night on 160 a little bit. So anyway, Glenn, let's see if Charlie's still there. N1XZW in the group. Go ahead. This is KN4R. Over.
I think you turned it to me. Is that correct? The BUW?
He
N1XZW. You there, Charlie?
Whiskey. Go ahead, Charlie.
Tuning up there. Okay, very good. Good to hear everybody.
I think Gary thought he was Charlie.
Good. And right when you turned it to me there, I had a little carrier. Yesterday we had some guy that was practicing with his DFO playing musical songs. He must have been playing the Swish. Gotta do something, right? And Steve, you were coming in great, and Perry, you're still coming in good and strong. The East Coast is still good. The Southeast is the one that's got a lot of food on it. So, band is pretty horrendous, actually. A couple of sideband nets I listened to, they were having trouble where the net just went dead. And guys were sitting there for 15-20 minutes and couldn't hear anybody. So there's something going on anyway. It's nice to hear you all. Had a nice Thanksgiving here. We had the family and the grandkids. Although, thank God we decided to eat a little early, because right at dinner time our power went out. And it had to go out. I'm all electric here. The coldest night of the year, and it was out for 12 hours. But luckily, I had my generator on ready to roll, and fired it up, and I was shocked. It ran for 12 hours perfectly. It's about a third of a tank, and it's only a 5-gallon tank. So I was really fine. But thank God we ate earlier. We would have been in big doo-doo. Because I waited about 2 hours before I put the generator on, because I thought, well, power's going to come back on. And it did not. So, back to N4NR. I think that's the correct call. I think that's wrong. Oh, do you want me to turn it up to Steve? Steve had a good show. Why don't I turn to Steve, and he might be hearing you better from a northern point.
Hi,
one again today. K0SF, K0, Victor Uncle Willie. Okay, Gary. Your wife celebrating every holiday. Well, that's fun. That's a good way to go through life. Joan of Arc Day. What, is there such a thing? I guess so. Well, you get a calendar, one of those really busy calendars. And so they got everything listed. I guess you can go online too and you know what's famous about today. So yeah, there's lots to celebrate. Yeah, it's not the greatest morning, but guys from out east are doing okay. I don't think there's anybody at Perry. You're doing fine. Glenn was good. I think Buzz. I heard Buzz earlier. He was doing fine. It could, you know, when you can hear Buzz's dynamotor line, a band can't be too bad. And that just sounds cool. I think they should have a feature on a Flex to add dynamotor line. Really sounds neat. You don't hear that much these days. All right, I'll keep it going. Glenn, are you still hearing a N1SNG K0SF?
Yeah, K0SF N1SNG. Yeah, I've got a good copy on you, and on Gary also. And Perry, your signal came way up as you were transmitting, ramped right up. So you're solid here. Nice signal there right now. And Brian, holding up pretty good there. Thanks for helping out with net control duties. Do appreciate it. We cover a very large area, as you all know. North, south, east, west, at least halfway across the country. And sometimes it's necessary to intervene and take the controls to get everybody on the list here, either for the duration or momentarily checking in. So I do appreciate that. So with that, let me see. I'm gonna send it over to I don't know if Chris is still with us or not, but I'm gonna try Chris. AJ1G, you there, Chris?
Yes, I am here, Glenn. N1SNG and the old military radio net, AJ1G. Yeah, still here. The band's coming back. You're back, Glenn. Good local signal levels here. Band finally turned around. And some of the last couple stations have been just fine. But pick up Kevin. Just really any snow. Back to you, Glenn. Pick up Kevin, AJ1G.
Yeah, okay, Chris. Yeah, your signal's coming in here very nicely. And, of course, Kevin also. Yeah, things kind of faded away and then came back, and, it's what it is. Thanks for hanging in there. WA1JUJ. Up to you, Kevin. N1SNG.
N1SNG for WA1JUJ. Good morning to Chris. Yeah, your signals just came right out of nowhere here. 5 minutes. And the first thing earlier, right around 5 a.m., everybody pretty well, and except for the long distance station. I won't hold you too long. I'm going to listen out. We got about 31 degrees. We did get a light dusting of snow last night, enough to cover the ground, but it was also pretty windy here in western Massachusetts. So on the ICOM 746 this morning, about 50 watts out. And like I said, copying most stations earlier, and the 4 stations and the 8 stations were coming in pretty well. So I'm going to send it back to you for N1SNG from WA1JUJ.
Okay, Kevin. Yeah, 746 is doing a great job. 100% copy there. So glad to have you check in this morning. Let me see, you got Chris. Let me see. I wonder if K-A-8-T-U-R, Jim, out in Michigan. I wonder if Jim is still with us. Over to you, Jim.
Yes, N1 SNG and everybody else in there here. Yep, the band conditions come and go, but still copying most folks. By the way, the new folks that are just checked in, good signals out here. No problem with JUJ, but just a little bit at the end. MMR was doing well earlier. F, of course, nice signal, but but in any case, it's good to still be on the net here. Working on the another radio in the back here. I got an attack radio, which I'm trying to get fixed up for this next summer. It's a 270 radio, made in Cincinnati, Ohio. This summer. In any case, quiet weekend for us this weekend. We are going to try to get out to some stores and that sort of stuff and get ready for Christmas. And wishing everybody all the best. In any case, here, if you're still there, I'll go ahead and turn it over to KV2 IAU in Rochester there. Go ahead and pick it up, and good to hear everybody out here today.
We're all waiting for you, Glenn. WU2D.
Good morning, Mike. WU2D. Beautiful signal to Rhode Island this morning. Okay, very good, Jim. Yeah, thanks for checking in this morning. Sounds like you got some projects going there, very interesting. And thanks for hanging in there. KB2IA uniform, are you still with us? Nothing heard. Okay. I'm going to try to get in over to Jeep, see if Jeep is still with us. So, K3HVG, Jeep, you there?
Good morning from W1NZR.
Yeah, W1NZR. Recognized. Good morning, Brown. Good to hear you in here. Nice signal up the coast this morning. Okay, Chief, very good. Yeah, and Rosie the Riveter and all the others, that whole history there. The war effort, the mechanicals of it, and, of course, the prior to the slide rule, or maybe the slide rule was involved there, no computers, all, just groups of engineers, and just amazing how it all came together. Plus, don't forget there were a lot of hams that were involved with, putting the pieces together. So quite a history there, and it would go on for quite a while. So yeah, I guess as long as we can, do the surgery on the radios here, they'll be around for a long time. Bakelite and steel, yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, thanks for checking in. The Arc 5 doing a great job. Okay, W3EMD Buzz, you still with us?
Yes, I am. K1SNG W3EMD, and your signal, Glenn, came up out of the noise to about 20:30 over 9 here. Yep. Well, this ART-13 that I got from Jeep and have done some work on since keeps chugging along. As everybody knows, I was very lucky to find the matching DY17A dynamotor that you can all hear. And that runs from two 13.8 volt supplies in series through a bank of supercaps to start the dynamotor, 350 farads, not microfarads, used to get the dynamotor churning at about 275 amps peak. So that's the layout here. No other new equipment, military equipment. These days I'm quite active on 630 meters. I don't know if anybody else in the group is on 630 these days, but it is quite remarkable. It's very different from any other ham experience I've had in the 65 years I've been in the hobby. The equipment's different, the antenna is different, and the propagation is different. So if anybody's thinking about 630 meters, I would encourage them to go ahead. It's quite an experience. Having said that, 73 to all, good morning, and good to hear the net. W3EMD, over.
Yeah, okay, Buzz, very good. Yeah, the DY17 lineup and the super power supply there sounds very interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get too close to them caps, for sure. But you're sounding great, Buzz. Thanks for checking in this morning. And I'm still picking up the pieces here, see who's left. I know we got W1NZR, U2D, and a few others that have checked in towards the end here. We will. Thanks for being patient, and we'll get over to you. We're coming down at the bottom of the list here. KN4R, Brian, you still with us?
Sir, Glenn, N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is Brian, KN4R, and your signals come way up. And Buzz, just a beautiful transmission down here. Really enjoying listening to the DY17A dynamotor running in the background, and very good on the all the effort it takes in getting that beast started there. So, and also very good on your 630 meter experience there. I'll have to check out, see if there's anything on your webpage about that. So, and good morning to Mike, W2D, and also Brown, W1NZR, and of course Marty and Steve, K0SF, and Gary, K0VUW. Everybody's sounding very good, and I'm glad the band has come back to us. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass it back to you, Glenn, and you keep it going. N1SNG in the group, KN4R.
Okay, very good, Brian. Yeah, thanks for your participation in the net again. Making connecting the links, as I say, and do appreciate you checking in here this morning. Let me see if Jim's in here. NAULN, Jim, are you still with us? nothing heard. KK4RF, Marty, are you there?
Yeah, very good, Glenn. Yeah, N1SNG in the old military radio net. This is KK4RF. Well, Glenn, your signal's holding up great, and I want to say good morning to some of the new check-ins. Brown, W1NZR, huge signal, sounds excellent. Mike, WU2D, good morning. Mike, you have a nice signal. And Kevin, WA1JUJ, the IC746 sounds good. And I had good copy on Steve, K0SF, and Gary, K0VUW. And excellent signal from Chris, AJ1G, and Steve, KD3HT, holding strong. And Perry had an excellent signal, W3MMR. And then Jeep has sounded very good as well. So, and Brian, good signal. Let's see here. I was just amazed at what Buzz said, W3EMD, about his bank of capacitors, 350 farads of capacitance. That is absolutely mind-boggling. I wonder what that looks like. I hope that Buzz has a picture of that capacitor bank on his QRZ.com webpage. I would love to know what 350 farads of capacitance looks like. Anyway, I'll send it back to you there, Glenn. Thanks for running it. N1SNG in the old military radio net, KK4RF.
Yeah, okay, Marty. Yeah, thanks for checking in this morning. The LMAC's doing a stand-up job, sounding great. And, yeah, that would be nice. I wonder if there's like an enclosure around it, some sort of a cage. But in any case, whatever you got to do to make it work without doing any human sacrifices, I think you can really nail it down there and get that dynamo to turning. I used the PP47 63 with the 2 deep cycle marine batteries in series, and that usually throws the first punch to get the dynamo to rolling there. So it's everybody has a different version of it for sure. Alrighty, so anyway, K0SF, you still with us?
Okay, Glenn, and good morning. I heard Brown. Brown, you're doing pretty well. I'm not sure if you're in Rhode Island or North Carolina, but you're coming in pretty good. Well, I've kind of got a mill receiver project also this weekend. The Raykel RA-17 I'm trying to finish up. So I had another project for another ham that I got done, and I delivered it to her, and it was a little Swan amplifier, which was all over the workbench, so that's out of here. And so I at least lifted the Raykel back up on the workbench. But didn't make much more progress than that. But we're gonna dig in. I got the very next step, my notebook out, so we're gonna heat up the iron and try to get that darn thing done. I really would love to bring it into the shack, not as an ornament, but actually as something working. So we're getting close. Not too much else. We'll turn it back. Everybody have a good rest of the Thanksgiving weekend. N1SNG K0SF.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Nice having you check in, and hopefully we'll be hearing you next week on the old military radio net. Okay. So, Kevin, I'm going to send it back to, I'm going to send it over to you. If you're still there, and then it goes to WU2D, and then to W1NZR. So WA1JUJ, Kevin, you still with us?
N1SNG from WA1JUJ. Okay, Michael, I'm still here, listening out on this one. Still hearing everybody pretty well, now that the signals have come up. Not too much going on here. We pretty much shut down the outside operations, shut down the retaining wall construction for the winter. I had to cover it up with canvases shoulders and stuff like that. Gotta get outside today and clean out the junk that piled up inside the shelter so I can back the tractor in there before we get real snow and get everything battened down here. It's supposed to stay cold for a week here. I don't think it gets out of the 30s until like next Thursday or something like that. So started up both the wood stoves on Thanksgiving. That's what we normally do. So it's nice and toasty warm in the house right now. And we keep both of those stoves going pretty much through the worst part of the winter. And that way we can stay comfortable. So I'll say 70 degrees on this one. And hopefully be in here again next week. So it goes up to you, Mike. WU2D from WA1JUJ.
Wow, fantastic, guys. It sure is good to hear everybody. And it's funny, I was listening in the background at the distant stations coming in earlier, and then all of a sudden, like magic, Glenn suddenly came in like an intercom, and it was really that fast. I want to say good morning to KN4R, Brian. Good signal up here in New Hampshire, where we have a couple inches of snow. No, not quite. A dusting, I'll call it. Maybe there was an inch, but I don't think it's going to be anything here in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm on the ART-13 this morning. Good morning to Marty, Chris, and of course Brown. Nice to hear you. I'm headed down to Virginia Sunday night. So it's turning out I'm spending about a week every month down in Virginia, Mount Herndon. So if I'm not traveling, a couple years of sales support before I finally call it quits and join Chris in the retirement game. So that's all up here. Lots of stuff happening on the bench. I'm in the middle of a push-pull common base amplifier on the bench. So bipolar transistors. Pick it up, Glenn. M1SNG from WU2D.
KB2UKA.
KB2UKA. Checking in. Good morning. Okay, Mike, very good. Yeah, I just recently retired, so you know, we're waiting for you. We're waiting for you. So hopefully that will be a good transition for you there. It's working out well here. Yep, that's for sure. So with that, we'll get it down to North Carolina. And I think it's Battleboro at the transplanted radio facilities and electronics labs. W1ZR and 1SNG. Good morning, Brown.
Well, good morning to you, Glentron. And once again, many, many great thanks for orchestrating this insanity on a Saturday morning, which I happened to sleep through most of today, even though I went to bed early, and but I didn't have a chronometric device to activate me this morning. Actually, been hit with a little bit of a cold flu event, not the plague, amazingly enough, but haven't had one in several years, so it happened just a couple days before Thanksgiving. Wasn't feeling all that great, so I've been going to bed early. Actually feeling pretty good this morning, and had planned to be up and play radio at ODART 30, but obviously that didn't work. So I guess propagation was doing its usual thing. Good morning to you, Mike. You were a bit weak to me when you started, but then came way up. Very, very nice copy. Marty, good morning to you. You're the channel master to me. And followed closely by Jeep. Good morning to both of you guys, and good morning to Buzz. I'm on the same setup here, running the ART-13 with the dynamotor, and listening on the post-war modified BC-348S as in Sierra model with an official AC power supply. So Doing okay here, Glenn. Been working, slowly working on things here in Radio Central. But, of course, precedence has been taken by honeydew tasks and getting ready for fall here in the North Carolina woods. But doing, as it is said, okay. Back to you, N1SNG and the Milrad Net from W1NZR.
Yeah, okay, Brown, very good. A nice commanding signal into Rhode Island this morning. And, yeah, we're quarantined here. We got caught in that trap. Went out to dinner the other night with a couple, and then a few days later we get a call saying that she's got the COVID. So we've been kind of camped out here for about 3 days. And, we had gone, prior to that, we had gone to get testing. So we're waiting for our test results. But we both feel fine. And since the COVID, event engaged, started wearing the masks. As soon as I started wearing the masks, I think I got some sort of a rebreathing your own fumes syndrome, nasal thing going on. So, yeah, I've had that for a while, the sinuses and all that, and unless I'm just allergic to something. I know it's not radios, but anyway, there might be something floating around in the backyard. Maybe it's all the chickens and ducks people are raising in the neighborhood here. Who knows? But I'm feeling great. Yep. A box of Kleenex is not too far away. Hope you feel better. All the best to Miss Bob there. Thanks for checking in this morning, Brown. Always great to hear your voice. And hopefully we'll be talking sooner or later. So there was one last check-in. I have number 26, big event this morning. A lot of check-ins. Had a lot of help with the stations out there trying to put the links together, and they seem to work pretty good. Kilo Bravo 2 Uniform Kilowatt Alpha KB2 UKA. Pick it up, sir.
WN3B.